Have you ever felt close to someone, pressed skin to skin, and yet, the moment the heat faded, you found yourself staring at the ceiling feeling hollow? You replay the night, searching for the spark everyone swears should set your soul on fire. But instead there's this dull ache, something like hunger mixed with regret. If that sounds familiar, breathe easy. You're not broken. You're not too sensitive. You're a human wired for connection who just bumped into the silent space that lives between lust and love, and it can feel as vast as an ocean. Today we're diving into that space, why it exists, why it stings, and how to navigate it without losing yourself along the way. First, let's talk timing. Lust is a sprinter, love is a marathoner. Lust arrives like a spark landing on dry leaves, instant flame, instant glow. It floods your brain with dopamine, the same buzz you get from a surprise text or a plate of fries after a long day. Your pupils widen, your speech speeds up, and your imagination paints a future so bright you forget to ask basic questions like, do we actually like the same shows? Then almost as quickly the heat cools. You're left with embers, and if nothing else has taken root, a quiet chill that whispers, was that it? Love, by contrast, moves like ivy climbing a wall. Slow, quiet, persistent. It winds around shared coffees, sleepy morning chats, and the tiny vulnerabilities we offer when we think no one is watching. It can feel boring next to lust's fireworks because it grows in the pauses, not the crescendos. Love needs time the way bread needs yeast. If we mistake the flash of lust for the slow rise of love, the collapse can feel brutal because we're measuring permanence with a stopwatch meant for sprints. Have you ever whispered secrets in the dark, tangled in sheets, and yet felt an ocean stretching between two bodies that are technically touching? It's disorienting. We assume physical proximity should equal emotional intimacy, but those are two different currencies. You can bankrupt your heart trying to buy love with skin. When one person is chasing sensation and the other is searching for sanctuary, both end up stranded. One craving another hit, the other craving to be seen. Being wanted and being valued are cousins, not twins. Sometimes we reach for lust like we reach for fast food, quick comfort, predictable payoff. Maybe you've had a brutal week. Your boss piled deadlines like bricks. A friend ghosted. An old memory clawed its way back at 2 a.m. The urge to feel something, anything, becomes a roar. Swiping right, sliding into DMs, or reliving an old fling feels easier than sitting with the mess. Lust promises medicine, but often delivers a sugar crash. The emptiness after isn't punishment, it's feedback. Your heart needed comfort, but it got confusion instead. Then there's the loop. You promise yourself next time will be different. Next time you'll pick someone kinder. Next time you'll slow down. Next time their touch will finally feel like home. But without new ingredients, you get the same soup. Neurologically, the novelty of new partners keeps the dopamine machine whirring for a while. Eventually, even that trick flatlines, and you're left chasing a high that gets stingier with every repetition. The body keeps score, and the scorecard starts to read debt. Love isn't just an emotion. It's a relationship, an ecosystem built from choices repeated over time. It's someone dropping soup at your door when you're sick, remembering how you take your coffee, holding your gaze when you confess an ugly fear. It doesn't always make your heart race. Sometimes it makes your nervous system sigh in relief. Love won't always post perfect photos. Some nights it smells like takeout and unwashed hair. But it stays. It sees all of you, morning breath, midnight tears, half-finished dreams, and decides you're worth the effort. If you're feeling that quiet ache right now, it's not evidence you expect too much. It's a compass. Your heart is signaling that the surface isn't enough anymore. Next time the ache shows up, pause. Ask yourself, do I want connection, or am I trying to outrun something? Sometimes the body wants a hug and the soul wants to sob. Sometimes the body wants fireworks and the soul wants slow dancing. One isn't morally superior, but they aren't interchangeable. Here's a gentle experiment. Before reaching for your phone, reach for a piece of paper. Write down what you hope this encounter will give you. Validation, adventure, comfort, escape. Then write down what you fear facing alone tonight. Seeing the list in ink can reveal whether you're inviting someone into your life or trying to evacuate your own. It doesn't mean cancel the date. It means walk in with eyes open. Maybe you realize you crave both, the spark and the roots. That's possible. Couples who nurture lust inside love keep flipping the lights on each other's dopamine pathways while letting trust deepen. The key is truth. Lust burns hottest when there's freedom to name it without pretending it's more. Love grows strongest when it's fed honesty, including honest desire. Mixing them doesn't dilute either, it integrates them. If you're still unsure, if the person in question is love, lust, or a messy cocktail, remember that confusion is data. It often means something essential hasn't been communicated or observed. Love clarifies over time. Lust obscures by speeding past the details. Give yourself permission to slow down. Ask questions that reveal character. How do they react to disappointment? Can they apologize? Do they remember the small stuff you share without trying? Those answers shine brighter in the dark than candlelit promises. We're thinking of creating a little quiz to help you map where you land on the love-lust spectrum. If that sounds fun, let us know. In the meantime, here are tiny steps you can practice today. Step 1. Schedule self-check-ins. After a date or hookup, set a timer for 24 hours later and jot down how you feel emotionally, physically, spiritually. Patterns emerge over time, giving you evidence beyond the heat of the moment. Step 2. Nourish your body kindly. Sleep, whole foods, movement, all boring, all magic. A regulated body makes clearer choices. Step 3. Learn to speak your needs out loud. It's terrifying the first dozen times, especially if you grew up equating needs with neediness. But saying, "I want to feel emotionally safe before we get physical," filters partners faster than any background check. The right people lean in, the wrong ones label you too much and exit early, saving you heartache. Step 4. Practice letting good love in. If you're used to chaos, stability can feel dull or suspicious. That's normal. Nervous systems acclimated to roller coasters need time to trust flat ground. When someone shows up consistently, notice the urge to bolt and breathe through it. Good love often whispers. Train your ears for the quiet. Saturday night paints the easiest picture. Music thumps, lights strobe, your friends tug you toward the dance floor. Someone's eyes meet yours through the haze. Chemistry. Social media calls it instant soulmate, but biology calls it limerence. A cocktail of dopamine, adrenaline, and norepinephrine that temporarily shrinks the prefrontal cortex, the part that weighs consequences. That's why you can tell yourself quite sincerely, "They're totally my future," after exchanging 5 sentences. The morning after provides its own data. Maybe you wake to birds outside a window that isn't yours. Your clothes, hurriedly discarded, now look forlorn. You want to linger, to turn sparks into breakfast, but you sense the other person scanning their phone, already orbiting a different planet. That pang in your chest? It's the oxytocin drop. During intimacy, your body released the bonding hormone, whispering, "Stay." When the environment doesn't match the message, the mismatch translates as loneliness. Understanding the chemistry doesn't erase the feeling, but it can stop you from labeling yourself needy or weak. You're just wired for attachment. Love can grow out of lust, but not by magic. It requires intentional deceleration. Imagine driving a sports car on a scenic highway. At 120 mph, all you see is blur. Slow to 45 mph, and details appear. Sunlight through cedars, a hidden waterfall, maybe a roadside cafe worth stopping for. In relationships, slowing down looks like shared errands. Unresolved disagreements navigated kindly. Laughter without alcohol. Silence without screens. These unglamorous moments are stress tests. Pass them and passion graduates into partnership. Curiosity is another signpost. Lust asks, "How will you make me feel?" Love asks, "Who are you when nobody's looking?" If you find yourself fascinated by the mundane facts of someone's life, their childhood dog's name, the way they organize playlists, that's data. Depth rarely dazzles, it beckons. Self-relationship shapes every other bond. Are you present in your own life, or do you outsource it to whoever texts at midnight? Developing rituals that ground you, morning stretches, journaling, learning a language, tending plants, creates a baseline of contentment. From there, desire becomes choice, not anesthesia. You invite people in because you're already home, not because you're locked outside in the rain. Sometimes the hardest boundary is with yourself. Maybe you keep returning to a situationship that leaves you empty because occasional crumbs feel safer than an empty table. Loneliness can blur vision. Try reframing solitude as soil, dark, quiet, full of potential. Many seeds germinate unseen before breaking ground. Use that season to learn your rhythms, to remember your worth isn't measured by someone else's calendar availability. To close, remember this: you deserve to feel full, not stuffed with quick thrills, but satiated by connection. Touched, yes, but also seen, heard, and valued. Lust is a beautiful fire, Love is a hearth that keeps the house warm long after the flames settle. There's room in life for both, and wisdom in knowing which one you're lighting tonight. Thank you for spending these 10 minutes with me. If you'd like that quiz or have stories to share, drop a comment. No judgment, only curiosity and compassion. Until next time, stay gentle with your heart and fierce with your truth. We'll see you soon.